Alright guys, lately you've been reading a lot about the EIS module underneath the driver's side that shorts out and your transmission locks up. You can't put it in neutral, you can't basically shift, you can't go anywhere. So I have a 23 Winnebago on a 22 frame. And I decided, well, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to take a look and make my modifications so that I don't have that issue down the road. You know, if a lot of people are having this issue, you got to be towed, and if you're 5-10 miles off trail, it could be expensive, especially if you're out of warranty. So I decided to take the underneath where the steering wheel is, where the hood release is. I decided to take that all apart and make my modifications myself proactive. So let me show you what I found on the 22 Winnebago, actually the Mercedes frame, the 22 model frame. Now, I don't know if this was at the beginning of the 22 when they did this, or at the end of the 22 and they made the changes prior, but they did make some changes to the wiring harness, and let me show you what they did. So some of you may want to, tackle this now. Let me turn this around. So basically what you do is you take off, the first thing you do is you take off these two screws, take that plate off, and then the whole floor mat just comes right out. Okay. The next thing you do is this little handle here on your hood release. This little handle, there's a little nub right here. You just take a pointed screwdriver and just push that little nub in, and this handle pops right off. Okay, so that allows you, and there's one screw down here, just one screw, and then there's 3 of these little pop rivets. They're plastic. You just take a screwdriver and you just pop this thing right off. There's 3 of them. Now, with these 4 attachments off, this plate comes right off. Super easy, it just comes right off, okay? So let me show you, hopefully I can do this here. Alright, this here is the EIS, I believe they call that module. Seems to me that was over there further. So they've put this over here, a little closer to this handle for your hood release. And if you look, let's see if we can do this. If you look, I got a lot of wires in here. Here's the harness right here. This was the harness that was in question. There wasn't a lot of slack. So basically the harness came from up there straight down to the top of this module right here. So when condensation came down the wires, it went right in. So, but what they've done is they got this huge harness now. This harness, if you can see this, goes up. But yes, it comes all the way down here. This is the harness down here. So if water comes down the dash here, it's going to drip from here. This is the lowest point. This is actually lower than the module, which is right here. So they've addressed that problem. So then this video I was watching said something about this unit here. This unit has the same thing. It's instead of having the plug at the top, the plug is over here on the side, right there. And that harness actually is part of this main harness that comes way down to the bottom of this unit. So if water runs down here, it's not going to go uphill into that plug. So at least it appears that the frame, the Mercedes 22 frame, they've addressed that issue. At least they did for this model. And I don't know, I can't tell. Where's my sticker here? I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is. Let me see if it gives me a date. It says here, it says here the sticker, the yellow sticker on the door frame says 7/22/22. So evidently that's when this was put together, around July, I guess. Yeah, around July. So that's mid-year of 22 on. I would assume you have the same wiring here, so you don't really have to worry about that issue. So I did all this for nothing, but at least I have peace of mind. And if you have a 22 Mercedes, hopefully you're the second half of the year and they've addressed that issue for you. If you have any concerns, I just showed you how to take it apart, and you can take a peek and look in there and see what they did. All right, guys, I'm going to put all this back together. I thought maybe that would be something that you guys would be interested in knowing. Okay. Talk to you later. Okay, guys, we got a real mind-boggling installation today. This Agile roof storage tray slash additional solar panel, because you can do both with it. So you need this frame, and if you're going to add another solar panel up there, or if you're going to have storage. The directions are pathetic, real pathetic. I can't believe an outfit like Agile puts out instructions like this. Basically, they're basically useless. So I don't know how this is going to work, but anyway, let me have you follow me through. Okay, let me turn this around. So here's the tray. That's going to go up on the roof just in front of the AC unit. And then we have our brackets over here and side rails where we're gonna be moving the solar panels that are up there now. We're gonna raise them about 3 inches, and the forward solar panel will be on an angle. Okay. These here are some of the directions. I printed them out, but basically they don't tell you much. The hardware here, so this is going to be a trial and error type thing. I have no idea how this is going to go. So the way I set it up is I have a 8-foot ladder on one side here. Let me show you. Actually, there's probably yeah, it's an 8-foot ladder. So that's on that side. And then over here, I'm going to utilize my rear ladder so I can get up on this side. This ladder works only on one side. So between that ladder and that ladder, and then we have the other ladder on the other side, I should be able to get up back and forth here. So let's go up there. We need to take off the 2 panels and take off my lights because they're going to be in the way right now, so we'll take those down. And I'll probably have to take off my antenna and relocate that later. So let's go up there and do that. Okay, here we are. So we got to take this panel off. I'm going to end up taking this off, and then we're going to take that panel off over there. Then I got to take off my 2 side lights. Ooh, that's not good. Good thing I came up here and checked this. What's this all about? Huh. Okay. unplug it. Yep. And let me crawl up here and do that. Okay guys, so I took my lights off. The panels are off. The next step is we need to loosen up these crossbars. And I ordered an extra crossbar to put right here. That would give me, that way I can put some weight on here and I'll have support in the center of my roof rack. Otherwise, the roof rack itself, the tray, is extremely thin. And if I put anything in here, let's say 5 pounds, it's going to sag. And I don't want that. So I ordered another one of these rails, cross rails, a while back. I thought I was going to need it to put on my tray. I didn't, but I'm glad I have it now because I'm going to install it right here. So let me do that now. Let me undo all of this. I believe I have to also undo the side bolts so that these here are adjustable, so these will move back and forth. So let me, that's your next step. So let's do that now. Okay guys, these here brackets that were on the solar panels, this is the larger one. Now I have the Revel, so you have the short one in the front, and then you have the second one that's in the back between the fan and the AC unit. So these brackets are what support it. This is the long side, so you need to take these brackets off on 4 sides. This is the large panel in the back. Take these brackets off. And then there are little clips in here. They just pop right off. You need, what I used is a real small hex here. And I just pop them out. And then what you do is you come over here and you pop them back in. And you do that. You put the 2 sets here go on one side. The 2 sets up there go on this side, the short side. And then they give you a bunch of these here side brackets. So the holes right up here correspond with the holes on these brackets that you took off. Okay, so this here, you put one on this side, you put one on that side, and you use the existing bolts that you took off on this side on over here when you install this. Okay, and then you just center it. It's like 3 1/4 inch from here to here on both ends. So you just center this, tighten this down. Okay, now on the short one, you're just going to do one edge, which is the edge towards the center of the van. You're going to put one of these short ones on there, and they send you a bar, this here bar. That's more like a hinge. Alright, so this is going to be up in the air to create that angle, And this edge will adhere to the existing bolts that are on the front edge of your roof rack, where the windscreen is, you're not going to do anything there. So those bolts up there will stay there, and these 2 brackets will stay there, because this panel has to be offset to the passenger side if you want to utilize your XM antenna. If you don't want to utilize your XM antenna, and then you can order from Zamp another, this is a 115 amp panel, you can order another panel from Zamp, and you can just have 2 full-size panels up front. And this is what you would do to the front. I gotta remember now. No, you would still do the same procedure here, but it would be a longer panel, so you wouldn't have it just shifted to one side, which is your passenger side. I may do that down the road, but right now I just want to get this whole thing up there, and then down the road I may opt and get some 200 amp panels. So I'll have a 200 amp and a 200 amp up front. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the XM radio. I can do without it. I don't have to have it. So if I decide to get rid of the XM, which I have a free subscription right now anyway, so when that free subscription runs out, whenever that is, I may not renew, and then I'll just get a couple of 200 watt panels, replace these with the 200 watt panel, and so I'll give me 400 watts on the roof. Right now I only have 200, so that'll give me an extra 200 watts up on the roof. That'll be 400 watts. So that's probably what I'm going to do. But for now, I just want to get this whole thing up there, and then I can tweak it later. So that's how you prepare the two panels. All right. Now on the ends of this bar, you put in a couple of bolts. They send them to you up here. They're long. These here are fairly short bolts. They're like 1 inch long, but they go on the edge because this is going to be attached from side to side, and this is what's going to hold the panel up on an angle like this. So you're going to have like a windscreen in the front of your van up on the roof, because you gotta have the front panel's got to come up, and then you put the second panel up there, which is going to be raised over your max fan, so your max fan will work underneath the panel. Okay, so let's go up now. We have to install the side rails. Alright guys, so we have the side rails on, as you can see. Leave the 2 bolts in the rear runner and the forward runner of the tray, because that's how you're going to bolt the tray down. This one here is the third runner that I put in. This was an option. I bought this rail and I put it in just to give this span a little more rigidity, make it a little more stable, especially if I have firewood up here or I have something heavy up here, it won't sag. So now we're going to put the tray. I think we're going to put the tray up here for now, and then we'll do the 2 solar panels. Hopefully it will go that easy. Alright, but anyway, here, take a look at this. This is how we... Alright guys, I'm back. 2 days to put this rack on here. And then, you know, a couple of runs to the hardware store. The directions here from Agile are pathetic. They basically tell you how to take off the solar panels, but then the directions on how to install this unit is very, very laxed. It's a mild way of me putting it. So basically you're going to put this thing together the way you think it should go. Oops, sorry. Plan on taking it apart when you get to install the solar panels and redoing it. Man, but it's done and I like it. I really, really like it. It came out excellent. Let me show you. Yeah, look at that. I got the storage tray here, and you can put another solar panel in here too if you want. So I ordered one because I'm going to replace that one up there, the shorty, and I'm going to put that shorty over here on a hinge so I can store stuff underneath it, and then I can raise it up a little bit with a couple of legs, so it'll still be like a wind deflector. And I'll have another 115 up front that will match this. This is a 115, that will be a 115, that's a 100, so I'll have the 100 here, like I said, hinged, and it's going to work out good. So right now I have my satellite dish right there, XM, and then I have my TV antenna right underneath this corner here. I think you can see it. I think it's going to work good enough. and it's not bolted in, so I can reach out there and take it off and just move it. It's on a 30-inch cable. So basically, these here side rails, that's the first thing you're going to put on after you take off the solar panels. When you take the solar panels off, you're going to see two of these bolts on each rail that hold the solar panel in. You leave those bolts in because those are the 4 bolts you're going to use to screw down the rails and this tray. Okay. What I did is I shifted everything to the passenger side because I have a Gazelle gazebo that's, you know, it all rolls up into one long tube, and I'm going to mount that, or I'm going to strap that right here because it's like 5 feet long. I have no other place to put it. And in the springtime, you got to have something, or you can't stay outside. The mosquitoes and the black flies will carry you away. So I carry, in my other campers, I always carried a screened-in portable, but I ended up getting a new Gazelle because you can put them up in 5 seconds. I'll show you whenever I get to use it next time. I'll show you how I set it up. Or you can go on Amazon and look at them. I got the 5-footer. I didn't get the 6-footer. That's way too big, so I got the 5-footer. It'll work out perfect for me. So that's going to go right here. That's why I shifted this whole thing that way, because this is a good 6 or 7 inches here, probably 6.5 inch, and I'll be able to strap it on these bars. So that's going to work out, and I can get to it off my ladder right here. So that's going to work out really good. Yeah, this is have fun, all I can say, but it worked out really good, really good. This is going to be a huge addition. Yeah. So if you have any questions, you know, just shoot them to me. Ooh, we got a cat. Henna, look who's in our yard. We got a cat. Look at the kitty over there. Look at the kitty. You're going the wrong way. He has no idea. Where are you going? Over here. She's going the wrong way. Henna, over here. Look at the kitty. Out there. What kind of hunting dog are you? She doesn't know. Actually, I'm glad we have a cat. I'll keep the mice down, and you know. But she can't get out there anyway. I have field fencing. It's all field. That's all fenced off. Yeah. Forget it. It's gone. You missed out. All right, guys. So yeah. So there it is. It's done. Now we do the wiring. Fun. Start that tomorrow. Oh, I got my lights working here though. I got these here on a separate switch because they needed. They take a lot of power, and there's a low, which is like a running light, and then you have the 150 watt, whatever it is, ridiculous of power. I have that right to the battery, and what I did there is I put this is the low and high, and I just put this button right next to the my lights right here. So that's on, that's low, and that's high, and you can have them both on. Yeah, that'll work out good. So the remote, I think I'm going to put the remote up there, the wireless remote for all the other lights, because if I'm at camp and I'm trying to set up, I'll have the remote in my pocket, and then I can hit wherever I'm working on, whichever side I'm working on the van. I can turn that light on remotely, and yeah. Oh, and my little dash cam up there, the 70 Maui dash cam I showed you, that thing that's working out good. I like that. That's gonna be nice, and it also has a little bit of security too. So all right guys, I'm gonna close out this video. It's a short one, but it's hopefully you got something out of here, especially if you're gonna go with that mod. Now that Agile mod, whether you get the storage tray or you get the solar panel, the third solar panel installation, the difference between the two is just, I think it's the same. No, the solar panel is a little bit more. It's about $75 more because you're paying for the solar panel. I would suggest you get the tray. You can still see the holes up there, those 3 holes. You can still add the third solar panel with that, but you can put it on a hinge, and then you'll have storage underneath that solar panel. So I would go with the storage tray and just order the third solar panel separate if you want to go that way, or you can do it down the road, because I didn't show you, but underneath on the roof there's a ZAMP 3 outlet or 3 solar panel plug. So you can have 3 solar panels plugged in independently in this little roof mounted unit that's up there on the roof. I should have showed you that, but it's underneath. Now it's underneath the tray, so I can't really show you. So the wiring, you just plug it in. Adding a third solar panel, super easy. Yeah, so that's something that you can do after down the road, but the main thing is you need this whole frame. You need that frame set up, the Agile roof rack. I would definitely go for that. So yeah, that's gonna come in handy. I can already see my trips coming up later this year. I'm gonna be utilizing that big time. All right, I'm just about done with this rig. I learned a lot when I went out west, and not regretting anything I used. Basically every option I put on here I used, except for the grills. I didn't use the grills, but they will be going on future trips. The ladder is going to work out really well. It's centered really nice, so I can get up there. I can get to my tools, my recovery tools. I can get to whatever I have up there in the tray. I washed the panels earlier today, so it was easy to get up there and do that. So okay guys, we will talk to you on the next video. All right, I think I'm heading for the Panhandle of Florida, a little bit of Louisiana, Alabama. We're going to be camping. I'm going to be checking out the free camping on the beaches. So we're going to take this thing out on the beach in the next the next video. That's my plan anyway. So we're heading up that way for a week. I'm going to take off for a week here. All right guys, catch you later.